I want to share with you an incredible story. I just heard this from Rabbi Waxman. Mind-boggling. There was a big askin, a well-to-do askin from Eretz Yisrael. And he had to go to Europe, to Schweiz, to Switzerland, to oversee an operation for a young boy who was deathly ill. He flies over to Switzerland with the family, he makes sure everything's okay, gets him into the hospital. And after his job was done, he had a hotel. He went back to his hotel, checked in, was going to relax a little bit. It was a heavy trip and dealing with all the paperwork and the legal stuff in his family. They didn't know how to speak, they didn't know English, they didn't know anything. So he was there for them, and he finally was excited to go back to his hotel, relax for a few minutes, get a good night's sleep, and he was going to go a couple days later. He walks into the hotel, and he meets this other couple from Eretz Yisrael. Not familiar, didn't know them, didn't know their name. And he says, "Oh, nice to meet you. My name is Moshe Schwartz from Eretz Yisrael, and I'm here on this mission to help this family." He said, "Oh, very nice." A little chit chat. He goes back to his room, goes upstairs. This meeting, this encounter has happened at, let's say, 6 p.m. Moshe goes back up to his room in the hotel, and hours later, he needed to come back to the lobby to get a tea. Comes back 5-6 hours later. It's already 11, 12 in the morning, and he's perplexed. He sees this couple with their daughter still drinking zach in the lobby. And he went back and he said, "Are you the same people that I saw 6 hours ago?" And they said, "Yeah." He said, what are you doing here? You're sitting in a hotel lobby? What? Are you okay?" And they said, "Well, truthfully, we're from Eretz Yisrael. We don't have any money. And we Pasha can't afford another night in the hotel. So we figured we're here for one night, a couple nights, and we can't afford another one, but we're leaving tomorrow morning, so we're just going to drazach on the couches over here, and when our taxi comes in the morning, we're going to leave, but we have our bags ready to go." And this asking, Moshe Schwartz, looks at this couple with their daughter, and he said, "Are you crazy? You think I'm going to let you sit here for the next 5-6 hours alone?" He said, "Come to my room." He took them, welcomed them into his room, and he had food and drinks, and he sat and fabrang with them, danced and was mechazik them. 6:30, 7 o'clock, the father gets a notification, a call, the taxi's here. They part ways. Tzeis Cham L'Shalom. Months later, this askin goes back to Eretz Yisrael. The family goes back to Eretz Yisrael. This sick child gets better, goes back. And this askin gets a letter in the mail. And it says, "Dear Mechutin, I'm looking forward to seeing you at the chasana." So he opens up the letter. He says, "Dear Mechutin, I didn't marry off any of my kids." He opens it up, he looks at the invitation. He has no idea who this invitation is from. Definitely no Mechutin. He thinks it's just an epic mistake. Someone must have made. A day later, he gets a call. "Shalom, is that Moshe?" He says, "Yeah, who is this?" He says, "You remember me? I was the Yid that you bumped into in the lobby in Switzerland." And he says, "Oh, Shalom Aleichem, of course I remember you." He says, "I just sent you an invitation to your chasana." And he said, "Are you okay? You're well?" What? He said, "Let me explain to you." He said, "I didn't tell you why I was in that lobby. I told you that I was waiting for my taxi, but there was a backstory." He said, "Let me hear." He said, "What happened?" He said, "I was in Schweiz, I was in Switzerland, because my daughter, who you saw in the lobby, I was with my wife and my daughter. My daughter was dating a guy. My daughter went off the derech and wanted absolutely nothing to do with myself, with my wife, with the rest of the family, to the point she was dating this guy and ready to get married. And all she wanted was for us to bring her some money to get the chasana ready, make a few preparations, bring her some last minute possessions she forgot. But after that, saying goodbye to us, says Chim Shalom, nice knowing you for the 20 whatever years, going on with this guy living in Switzerland and falling off the map. So what happened was, you didn't even know, but you came over, you asked us our name, you asked us what you're doing over here, you showed you cared. You don't understand the impression, the indelible impression that you had on my daughter. For a week we were Zach in Switzerland and nobody asked us, how you doing, what are you here for, you're an Israeli couple with a daughter, what's going on? You were the first one. Ad kidei kach, to the point that we got on the plane and my daughter said, Mommy, Tati, if this is what an Erlich Yid is, I may have been tainted, I may have gotten beaten up over the past few years, but I'm signing back up. On the plane, my daughter broke off the shidduch with this guy, came back with us to Eretz Yisrael, resubscribed, and a few months later, right now, she became a kala to a ben Torah, and she's ready to commit her life back to Torah mitzvahs. And that is why I wrote on this letter, Dear Mechutin, because without you, there is no chance I would ever have this opportunity. My daughter would never have Jewish Jarashow Kayama of Yidden, B'nai Torah, Jews. And it's all in Yitzchus. And I'm forever indebted to you, and I want you at this chasna. You are the Mechutin. The moral of the story, there's hundreds. But one is for sure. We cannot underestimate the power of Ahavat Chinam. And like that person asked Rav Shishon Pincus, what can we do these days? How can we bring the Beis Mikdash if Rav Akiva Eiger didn't bring it? If the Rashbi didn't bring it? The answer is one kind word. One overcoming. With the Yetzer Hara, we don't know. We can't underscore its value, its potency, its power. It can do anything. But we cannot belittle those moments, a kind word, a kind gesture, showing another person we care, and especially in this time of year, Ahavat Chinam.